observing these things will help you to get the point of balance in the skills which you are learning much more.
Lay both palms flat on the floor, but set them far enough apart to leave space for the forehead to slip between them. The first bow is in reverence to the Lord Buddha.
Remain with full relaxation.
I'm bringing everything into this moment, into this center of my body, and I am focused. I am resting.
Sawadee. Welcome to Meditation for All program. My name is Joy Vanishgun, and I will be guiding you through this session today. In today's Buddhist concept, Venerable Nicholas Tanisaro will continue on how to improve the ARPANET application. Training is the most important part of this skill. Observant of yourself, trying to do things better, and then the best you can do. Cultivate the refined state of mind. This sort of thing will help us to develop our meditative practice. And the important thing is, meditation will help us to upgrade the quality of our minds.
And cultivating wisdom normally means learning the practical aspects of any knowledge. Sometimes you may have training in a particular sort of knowledge, but if you can apply that to other situations, this is when the true wisdom develops. For example, a person who maybe learned about assembling a car engine may be able to use their skills to mend a lock. If they can apply one to another, then this is where the true wisdom comes in. It's when the skills become transferable from one situation to another. For this, our teacher, the Venerable Tachi, was a very good example because he received his training in science, but he manages to apply the wisdom of what he learned from science into many different fields. There's hardly any sort of duty in the temple which he has not had some influence on, whether it be the accounting for the temple or the writing of books or designing of ceremonies. He uses his skills by applying the wisdom of the skills to different things. With any skill, it's important to ask yourself, what is the main point of what you're doing? Where does the point of quality lie in what you are doing? And then if you can conclude that, then you know what you are aiming for and what you are trying to do. And there are certain ways in which you can improve on how artful you can be. The first thing is to train yourself to become more observant. It may be difficult in the beginning to know what exactly to observe. And normally you should start by observing the things which are closest to you, which is basically yourself, to learn about how you respond as a person to what you are doing. What sort of things make you tired? What sort of things make you irritable? What sort of things put you in the mood to succeed in what you are doing? And then you can, once you start to get to know yourself in relation to the task better, even things like meditation you can apply it to. What sort of posture helps you to meditate better? Does a special sort of mat, when you're sitting on it, help you to meditate for longer? How much water do you drink? If you drink too much, then you're always visiting the bathroom instead of being able to meditate continuously. Drink too little and you get sleepy. So where is the point of balance? Even for yourself, you can start to observe about these things. Then you come to the things which you use. Are you using things in an economical way? The food you eat, is you eating too much so that it makes you sleepy? You eating too little so that your stomach rumbles? And then you might start to extend it to how you work in cooperation with other people. What sort of habits they have? What are the things which help them to work better? What are the things which put them at ease? What are the parts of the job they enjoy doing? What are the things which maybe they need extra encouragement about? So observing these things will help you to get the point of balance in the skills which you are learning much more easily. The second thing is an expression which is quite common in our temple, that we try to do everything better than best. So we try to do it our best, and then we try to do it even better than that. And this can transform even a boring task into something which is quite challenging, because you're always looking for a better way to do it than you have done it before. If you look at the workmanship for the main chapel, then you will see that this is a good example of our temple staff doing things better than best. They wanted a covering for the walls which was going to be completely white. So even the small stones which were used to put on the outside of the wall, we knew that you can't just paint them white. If you paint it white, the next year you have to repaint it. So the better solution is to have stones which are already white, and then you don't need to paint them. But of course the stones which come from the suppliers, they are all different colors. You have white, you have gray, you have black. So they asked people to sort out just the white stones, and they used only the white stones to put on the walls. So that means that year by year the walls are always completely white, and this reflects the sun instead of absorbing it, helping to make the chapel cooler. As for the tiles on the floor, they did not tolerate even a small movement of the tiles. And they would knock on the tiles once they had been stuck in place. If there was any hollow sound, they would take them up and put them down again. Because if there's a hollow sound, it means that water would get underneath the tiles, and before long they would have to repair them again. So they made sure that every single tile was firmly stuck without any hollow sound underneath. This is the sort of workmanship that went into it. For the concrete, which was used for making the roads, they made sure that there was no rubbish in the cement. So just pure sand, cement, water. No sawdust or grass seed or splinters, because those were the things which made the concrete weaker, would give it faults in the concrete which one day in the future would be the lines along which the concrete would crack. So they made sure that even the concrete was pure. So they tried to do everything better than best. The third thing is to be refined in everything you do, not just in the task which you are doing, but you should cultivate a refined state of mind, whatever you're trying to do. Venerable Tanabuto likes to tell a story about the boy who had the habit of, whenever he put something down, he would always put it at right angles. So if he put down the pen, then if it was fallen in a messy way, he would always put it at right angles. Things would be perpendicular, even square. So whatever he did, he always put things square. If he's folded up his trousers, he'd always put them in a line with the wall. So everything was always perpendicular. And as he grew up, this boy became a civil engineer. But he had a special skill that even by eye he could always tell whether something was straight or not. So if a doorway was slightly squint, he would be able to see by eye immediately, oh, this one needs to be adjusted, otherwise the door will not hang straight. And this was something which he built up from the fact that he always trained himself to be refined in everything which he did. So he didn't let any small thing pass by or dismiss it as inconsequential, because he would use everything as a way to train himself. The fourth thing is that even if you are doing something which you are familiar with, you should always try to find better ways to do what you've done before. Some things you may think are just chores, cleaning, sweeping, but if you can find a better way to do it than you've done it before, quicker way, more economical way, then you are always challenging yourself. And it will bring forth abilities within yourself which you didn't realize before. If you want to learn skills in a more expert way than you have done before, a good way is to try to partner yourself with someone who is already very skilled in doing that task. In the old days they would call it apprentice, because there are many things about a job which you can't learn just by hearing about it or just learning about it in theory, but you can learn about it by seeing the example of another person who is already doing it. To know the exact point, let's say you are making spaghetti, just how long do you boil the spaghetti for before it becomes exactly done. You can't learn about that from a cookbook, but you have to learn it from experience. And this is why learning from a craftsman, learning from a person who already has mastered a skill, is a very useful task. And last but not least, to meditate regularly is something which will upgrade the quality of the mind which you are using to learn the skill in the first place. If your mind is refined, then of course you become more observant as a result of it. There are many things about meditation which surprise people. They think that you have magical powers, but in fact many of these things are not magical at all. They just come from the fact that you observe things more clearly and in more detail than people who don't meditate. So to know the small differences between a job well done and a job which is done in a mediocre way comes down to how closely you observe things. And if you can appreciate work which is well done, then it helps you to progress yourself to the point where you can do the work well. Even if you can't do it yourself properly, you can tell the difference between the person who has done it well and the person who has not done it so well. So, although this is not specifically about meditation, it shows us how commonplace tasks can be used to train the quality of the mind. If you can learn skills in this way, once you get the point of mastery of a skill, then you can apply it to other things which you do as well. But if you never mastered any task, then normally it's all the same to you. You can never excel at anything. But if you can learn something to a point where you excel at it, then you can apply that observation to many different things which you learn. So this is the next step in learning how to set yourself up in life. But it's not the final step. The thing which is an addition to this, which we have to learn about, is learning not only how to do something well, but learning how to do something in a way which it doesn't create conflicts with others as well. Otherwise, some things which you do which are supposedly skillful, they may cause harm to other people. So the next thing which we look at is exactly how we can decide whether a skillful thing which we are doing is actually good or bad in a situation. Brings us to the subject of self-discipline. So I think I'll leave our skills at that for the time being, and we'll continue with it tomorrow, the self-discipline.
We will know the meaning of the 3 vows from Buddhist culture today. Paying respect to the monk is the same as paying respect to the Lord Buddha or the Buddha image. Buddhists believe that the Buddhist monk is the one who perpetuates the triple gem. Also, bowing is to pay respect to Lord Buddha with the whole of one's body, mind, and spirit.
Three for the triple gem. The action of bowing in respect to the Lord Buddha is very special, reverential and beautiful. One should sit with both knees on the floor. It should be mentioned that the sitting posture for bowing is different for men and women, but for both the feeling is the same, one of peace and reverence. Lay both palms flat on the floor, but set them far enough apart to leave space for the forehead to slip between them. The first bow is in reverence to the Lord Buddha. The second bow is in reverence to the Supreme Truth, or the Dharma. And the third bow is in reverence to the Sangha, or ones who perpetuate the truth. Respect to Buddhist monks is the same as paying respect to the Lord Buddha or a Buddha image, because it is believed that the Buddhist monk is the one who perpetuates the triple gem. Thus, to pay respect to a monk is to pay respect to the triple gem. More than that, bowing helps to remind us of the focus of our meditation at the center of the body. We should maintain our mind in meditation as we bow, giving one's whole body and mind in respect to one's highest refuge. Thus bowing is to pay respect to Lord Buddha with the whole of one's body, mind and spirit. respect from the inside out.
Today, in the meditation session with Venerable Somsak Piya Zero, he will talk about the Lord Buddha teaching about the man leaning only on himself. To lean on himself, we need to start from inside. He also mentioned that our center is the hub. The hub is the wheel of life. Physical part might be moving around, but the hub is standing still. Now let's relax, take a full deep breath, and start your meditation.
Welcome to the third class of meditation session. Hope you have been practicing meditation at your own home. Now, last time we talked about the axis of life, which is the combination that share the center of the physical body, the balanced one, and also the balance of the mind. Both physical and mind, they have got the same axis. Now that axis generates a lot of power because the body and the mind have united into one. Today we would go a little further. Lord Buddha says man should lean only on himself. This is quite practical because to lean on oneself, we need to start from inside, and the center or the axis of each human being belong to their own. So that's why the teaching that says man should lean only on himself is quite correct. So everyone can start from the center. The center belongs to himself, and now we will start to do meditation further today. For a newcomer, you might see my sitting position a little difficult to start with. So choose your own sitting corner. Choose your own most comfortable sitting position. You might sit on your own favorite chair. You can sit on the couch cushion, or you can sit with the support of the pillow on the floor, similar to the sitting posture of the Buddha image. Now we will close our eyes softly. Do not force the eyes to be closed. Instead, we let the eyelids fall down softly, just to close the eyes. Relax all the muscles. Relax all the nerves. Let all the physical parts to remain stress-free. Relax the entire muscles around the head. Muscles around the eyes. The junction between two eyebrows. Let go all the tension. Imagine there is a stream or an influx of relaxation covering the entire body. No single part of the physical body can escape from that stream of relaxation. So the whole you is totally relaxed. Every intake of the air is full of freshness. And every outtake of the air will carry all the remaining troubles away from your life. Let the whole mechanism of physical body stay at ease. Just relax and relax. Relaxation is the key element in the success of being in the center. I want to remind the last advice. The turning point of the breathing is the center of the body, also the axis of life, both physical and mind. So we just enter the center of the body. The mind or the consciousness is now staying still in the center. The marking at the axis with the picture of the sparkling star is now available to see in the image of the mind. The vision of the shining star is now appearing at the axis, at the center of the body. This is the hub of the wheel of life. Physical parts might be moving like the outer part of the wheel, moving with activities and all other stuff. But at the hub, it is so perfectly a standstill. The mind is at standstill point in the hub at the center. Remain with full relaxation in the center at the hub of the wheel of life. We might welcome more shining stars when the awareness touches the image of the star. It might be like turning on a switch of the lamp that might increase the brightness of the shining star. The star starts to glow Now let's share this bright light inside the center with all other people. Expand the light in the manner of the sunlight. As the sun is rising, the beam of light goes automatically. So the radiation of the bright light inside the center is moving outward like a bigger and bigger sphere, covering everything on the way. Bright light from the center is now covering the whole planet Earth. Conveying wishes, good wishes from us to share peace and happiness with all human beings and all living creatures. And let's stay with the moment of bright light inside together for a little while. And if we are ready, we could count down from 3 to 0 and slowly open up.
When I was recently at the Dhammakaya temple, Paramthani, Thailand, I was asked this question by Long Paul. May I ask you this one thing? Do you really want world peace? Only if you will believe it will come true. We have spoken a million words, but after all the words we've heard, still no change will come until this we do. Gently close your eyes and see the sun inside the center of your body, shining clear and bright. If this dream is your desire, let meditation bring you higher. If you really want world peace, it will come true for me and you. Regardless of your race, what country you're from, what religion or your age, this peace is available for you. All you have to do is to look inside. Gently close your eyes and see the sun inside the center of your body, shining clear and bright. meditation bring you higher. If you really want world peace, it will come true for me and you.คนทำได้
In today's interview, we will continue with Mr. Howard McCurry. We will find out what is the reason and why he devotes himself to this meditation. He also shared with us the technique he used during his meditation, which is the same as his song, which says, just gently close your eyes and feel the sun inside and center of your body shining clear and bright. Mr. McCurry is the one of the important people who contributes to create world peace. He will share with us the secret of how to find the answer of those difficult questions in your life.
Yes. Before meditation, before I was practicing meditation, she would call and say things that would just leave me like, oh, you know, but it's through meditation. Honestly, the answer is inside of you. It's inside of all of us. But the key is meditation.
The key is meditation. The answer is in everybody's, right? Inside everybody.
That's what makes this so wonderful. It's not just for one group. Mm-hmm. It's not for just Buddhists. Mm-hmm. It's not for just Christians. It's for everyone. Mm-hmm. It's for everyone.
It's for everyone. Maybe people want to hear about your inner experience, right? Maybe they want to, maybe some people are not sure about, maybe they try meditate to listen to you, maybe they try to meditate too, but they might not sure about what they have seen in their inner experience. Mm-hmm. Maybe you want to share your, maybe it's the same as others.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's good to have a mantra when you meditate, because this helps to still your mind so that your mind can rest.
And what you use for your mantra, what you chant?
Well, there's an ancient Bali mantra that is like, I think it's a forgotten language now. It's not used now, but it says Samma Arahan, Samma Arahan, which means follow the path of light in which there is no evil. You know, and that's but if you can't remember Samma Arahan, just say clear and bright. Clear and bright. So you know, the same results. So I like using Samma Arahan, you know, because it's ancient. You know, it's 2,500 years ago. You know, I'm speaking the same exact words. And then, as you close your eyes and you're relaxed, then just picture the sun, or picture the light just at the center of your body, you know, and focus and say that until you don't have to say it anymore. When your mind is still, because the mind is always thinking either in the past or it's thinking in the future, but it's very rarely in the present, in the now, right now, thinking about regrets of the past, things that you should have done and didn't do. And then you're thinking about the future, the things that you have to do, but you don't have a chance to because you're not there yet. So that's worry and regret. So between worry and regret. But when you say Samma Arahan, it's like you're saying, what am I doing right now? I am meditating. I'm bringing everything into this moment, into this center of my body, and I am focused. I am resting in the present. And then what happens is all the regret, all the worries, all the frustration, all the stress is resolved in that moment. That is what makes the difference.
Wow. By listening to you, I feel that I need to meditation right. I need that right. Okay. Then you said meditation can help you in your daily life. That's what you're just saying, right?
Oh, yes. And because we have to live in this world. You know, we are not our bodies. We have bodies, but we are not our bodies. You know, we're really these eternal beings that reside right in the center of our bodies, you know. Do you know that when you are taken from your mother's womb, that there's an umbilical cord of life that goes from your mother to you at the center of your body? It's not here. It's not back here. It's right here.
Right there.
It's
at
right
the center of
It's
your body.
at the center. Think about that. The life that from your body, or your body to your mom's body, is connected by that umbilical cord.
Okay, and the center of your body is?
That's where the life, that's where the soul, that's where the mind resides. This is the home of the mind, right here.
Home of the mind, but you want to maybe share that's where it's just, you can just imagine the center of your body is anywhere in your stomach. It's like that.
Well, if you want to be precise, you know, because you don't have to be accurate when you're meditating. But if you want to be precise, you know, maybe there's someone who says, I want to know precisely where it is. Okay, you know where your navel is. If you can't find your navel, go to see your doctor. Because that means you weren't born.
Okay, at least I know.
But if you have a navel, that's proof. That's proof that you were born like everyone else was, okay? So in that navel, you go 2 inches above your navel, and that is where the Dhamma sphere resides, right there. And
2 inches above your navel?
2 inches above your navel, right there. That's exactly where it is. Have you ever gone to an interview, or you had to do something, and all of a sudden you feel nervous in your stomach? Has that ever happened to you?
Yes.
Or so you get some news, oh, something has happened. Oh, right here. You know, not here, not back here, not here. You feel it right here. Everyone does.
So it's you feel just something sick in your stomach when you're...
Exactly, June. Exactly. It's here. You know, we feel from right here. You know, in America we say, I feel it right in my gut. Feel it in my gut there, fella. I'm feeling something right here in my gut.
Your guts is there.
Or when you sing, they say, "Oh, that singer's got guts." You know, that's what we say back home in America. It's just a kind of a graphic word, but center, it's all the same. And to those who are very sensitive, they know, you know, and you feel it right here. Yes. So the thing that I want to say is, in your daily life, you can apply this method of meditation with your children, with your work, with your schooling, when you eat, before you sleep, and in every activity. You think of every activity that carries you throughout the day. You can approach it from your center.
Maybe you want to explain how we're going to do it during our activities during the day. Walking, talking, working.
Oh, yes.
How do you do that kind of meditation?
Well, the mind is created, the mind. You know, the brain works out the
hardware.
The hardware, right. So, like, you know, you can calculate, you can analyze, you can do all these things with your brain, you know, but the real thoughts come from your center. So if you don't think of your brain being the source, but your mind being the source, you'll be more accurate with your analysis or your resolutions or the answers that will come.
Okay.
Because it's not purely intellectual. It's a feeling.
It's a feeling.
It's a feeling. That's why, you know,
what you say is it doesn't matter what you're doing, at least you just try to keep your mind in there and just let your hardware works.
Oh, yes, absolutely. You know what they say that the smartest husband in the world says all the time?
No.
The smartest husband in the world says, honey, how do you feel about it? Because it's something about a woman's, the wife's intuition will always make sure that that man doesn't go down the wrong path. If he's very smart, he'll say, honey, how do you feel about it? You know, and she'll say, honey, I feel this way. That's a smart husband. But the husband that's not too smart, he'd never ask his wife, and he always, you know, winds up with a train wreck.
Okay. What is your most impressive experience that you received from this meditation retreat?
I have to share this. When I was first meditating, I would see so many things. I would visualize so many, because I have a very active imagination. I would see so many things, so many pictures. And when I came here, I never would have found out that it's not the long piece here teach the monks teach that meditation is not. Oh, I love this. Meditation is not about images. You may see them, but you must see them purely as an observer. Just like you're watching a movie, or you're seeing a commercial on television or at a theater. But you're just watching it, you're just observing. You don't get into the movie, you know, because then it becomes delusion, right? But it's about how you feel, the inner peace that you feel. It's about the stillness of the mind. So when I came to the Midway retreat, the pictures stopped. And I said, oh, my pictures are gone. My movies are gone. What happened? I said, I'm losing it. I'm losing. Oh, no, I'm losing. They said, no, you're not losing it. Now you're gaining it. Because I'm gaining it because it's not about the pictures. It's about the inner peace. It's about stilling the mind.
Which means it's all the pictures you have seen, just even though it's gone, but it's not mean you're losing it. It means you're gaining something.
And going to a deeper level of meditation. See, it's levels of meditation. That's why Ong Po asks us to and suggests that we do it every day, because as we do it every day, we deepen the experience, and we go to deeper levels of meditation.
Like you want to be a good golfer, it's something you have to keep practicing every day.
Absolutely,
it's
absolutely.
the same thing.
Yes. I'm sure Tiger Woods plays a better game now than he did 5 years ago.
Do you want to share that? Why you believe that?
Well, I'm sure that Tiger Woods is a better golfer. Tiger Woods, the golfer, is a better golfer today than he was 5, maybe 10 years ago when he first started, because he kept the game going. And the more, like you say.
Okay, you mean by practicing?
Yeah, by practicing. The more you do it. Like when I first started playing the piano, I was okay, but I play much better now because I kept it going.
You cannot stop practicing. You want to be good.
Yes, I always want to be better. And I want to be better in meditation. So coming here to the Midway, my greatest experience was that I learned that there is a deeper level of meditation, you know, and the picture stopped, and now I'm on to another level of meditation. And I'm finding that now the trees have a different texture. The grass, even the concrete, the sky, everything is, I see it now more vividly with a deeper appreciation and a deeper understanding.
It's nice to hear that. What is your inspiration after this retreat, what you plan to do?
Oh, Oh my goodness. Well, let me say this. I'm already inspired. Even before the retreat, right in the middle of the retreat, 2 songs came to me.
2 songs came to you.
A song called The Middle Way and a song called Let It Start, which I'm going to record as soon as I get back to Dhammakaya Temple. But the thing that has inspired me the most is the question, right?
The inspiration, yeah.
Is, the teachings and the people here. We have people from just about, it's like the United Nations. We were exercising with Ni the other morning, and everyone gave an exercise from their country. And I said, you know what? If the whole world could be like everyone is here is at the middle way, we would have world peace. I mean, there are people from every religious walk here. I'm seeing Christians here, Jewish people here, Islamic people here, Catholics here, Buddhists here, and everyone, we are all meditating. We are all meditating. And so if the concept of inspiration for me is, if the whole world could meditate, we would have no war. We wouldn't need a police force. Be no need for armies. No need for arms, no need for gangs and gang violence and domestic violence, if we could all meditate. So when I leave here from this retreat, I want to get all my friends and tell all my friends about the middle way and say, be there at the next retreat, I'll join you. You know, because we want thousands at this retreat one day. You know, and because the more people that we get to meditate, June, I promise you, the closer we will be to achieving world peace.
What you say, like, if you, like, everybody join, every country join, we have peace, and people will not, people smile at each other, there are less problem in the world.
Yes.
No discriminations, anything. It's nice. Well, when is that going to happen?
I don't know. I have to find out. From...
Can I live that long to see that?
Yes. Oh, yes, yes. I think the middle way was discovered first by Lord Buddha. The middle way, not too extreme. Yeah.
That's what you mean. If the middle way discovered by Lord Buddha is the middle way for people to walk on. Is that right? That's what you mean?
Right. Absolutely. And so I want to go home, back to Hong Kong, and back to America, and I want to invite my friends to come to the Middle Way, to tune into DMC, you know, and to just be aware that there is an answer, there is a resolution, and it's very easy, so easy.
People probably, a lot of people probably listen to you right now about talking about the Middle Way, the place, and how beautiful it is, and maybe they want to know more details. So they say, okay, they have a picture when they come about the middle, the center here. How you want to tell them?
Well, I would say that number one, you'll be greeted by this wonderful staff from the Land of Smiles. Here in Thailand, and may the king reign forever. I think you have one of the kindest kings in the history of the world, and I think Thailand is a perfect place to invite the world to come to gain this experience, because it's magical and beautiful.
I'm so proud to be Thai to listen to you and what you say.
Oh, it's true. Oh, thank you. I think how do you say beautiful?
Sawai.
It's so sawai here, and you too.
Oh, thank you, ka. Khop kun ka.
You're welcome. And the thing is, you'll have the greatest teachers, the monks. These are highly trained monks who know. Who can answer. I mean, everyone was asking the most difficult questions, and they answered just perfectly, wisely. And so if you want the answers to your question, you come to Midway, and your search will be over.
have to come. If you have the answer in your mind, you got to come here to the Middle Way Meditation Retreat Program, and you'll find the answer.
Right, yes.
Yes, folks, if you have questions in your mind, let's come over here.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
Oh, and by the way, the food is great. Thai food.
Food is great.
Aloy mak mak. Love Thai food.
You have no problem with different cuisine?
No. They're so versatile here. Every day we have something different. They're so creative with the menu every single day. It's wonderful. And then a chance to meet new friends and new family that you've never met before. I mean, it's wonderful. I really wish I could stay, but I have to go home and work some more and spread the good news and come back.
Come back and stay here then. Okay, right now you're sitting in front of the DMC channel to people all around the world listening to you. You have anything to talk to them?
Oh, yes. I would like to invite everyone to meditate. The answer to all your questions is found in meditation. And all you have to do is close your eyes and see the sun inside the center of your body, shining clear and bright. And remember that meditation is for all. Sadhu.
Sadhu. By listening to you, you have all the answers and you have good intention. You inspire to invite a lot of people to come and meditate. I wish you luck. May you enjoy your marriage.
Thank you. Thank you, Jamie.
Okay.
Wonderful to be with you.
Well, thank you very much for sharing your experience with us. To be with you, the Hollywood movie star. It's my pleasure to sit here with you today.
And mine as well.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Kakun kap.
The sound of joy is the sound of happiness. The sound of happiness can be only found from peacefulness within. Thank you for joining us. See you next time. สวัสดีค่ะ
I hope you have enjoyed our program today. Your comments and questions are most welcome and can be sent it to us at meditationforall@gmail.com. I have to say goodbye for now. Wishing you have a great meditation. สวัสดีค่ะ